Hello everyone, today I am going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the Grammy nominations, and I'm also going to be giving predictions as to who I think will win, who I want to win. Of course, before I get into it, sorry for any background noise or dust particles that may occur throughout this video. And for this year, I tried not to go on social media so I didn't spoil the entire thing for myself. I think I saw one little thing on TikTok that gave me an idea of a song that would be nominated, but I've been off of Twitter all day. This is also basically going to be my reaction to the nominations. Alright, so first off, we have the general field, and first up is going to be Record of the Year. And in regards to what the award is for, it says awards to the artists and to the producers, recording engineers, and or mixers and mastering engineers if other than the artist. Because a lot of the times people get Record of the Year and song mixed up, including myself. I always forget each year and I have to remind myself what it is to let's see who's nominated. So we have Don't Shut Me Down by ABBA, still have not listened to that. Easy on Me by Adele, Expected, already knew Adele's gonna get nominated. Break My Soul by Beyonce, Deserved, Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige, which for the record I think it's a good song. With all the controversy that happened with that one song Rent Money, I cannot see the album the same, but for the record I do think it's a good song. You and Me on the Raw, Brandi Carlile featuring Lucius. I have not heard that song. Every year she gets nominated, I have heard none of her songs. Woman by Doja Cat, that's a good song. Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. I do not like Steve Lacy's music, and I understand he's popular. My sister loves him and she plays him all the time, and I just don't really get it. Like, I just don't like the sound of his voice. I don't like his songs. He just annoys me. This song just isn't my cup of tea, and that's my honest answer. And then we have The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick Lamar, About Damn Time by Lizzo. That's a good song. I don't know if I've heard the entire thing of it, but what I've heard of it, it is a good song. And then we have As It Was by Harry Styles. Another song that was expected, of course. So just looking at everything, who do I think is gonna win? It might be Adele. Easy on Me was a huge song last year, another #1 single for her, so I wouldn't be surprised if she won. So that's probably like my prediction. And then who do I want to see win? I wouldn't mind seeing Beyonce win with Break My Soul, because as far as I know, she doesn't have any wins in the big categories. If she does, she only has like one, I think. I wouldn't really mind seeing Lizzo win with About Damn Time. I wouldn't mind Harry Styles winning with As It Was. I like As It Was. I think I played it so much I got tired of it before the album came out, and it's been such a huge song, so I kind of got tired of it. But like, if it wins, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think that it's a great song. So like, any of those three I wouldn't necessarily be mad. I don't think that I have one that I'm like, this song has to win. So those are my basic thoughts on Record of the Year. Again, money is on Adele, but I wouldn't mind Beyonce, Lizzo, or Harry winning this one, so we will see what happens there. Alright, next up we are going to have Album of the Year. So first up is going to be Voyage by ABBA. Still have not listened to it. I do like ABBA. I need to get to listen to that record, but I haven't heard it, so I can't really give an opinion on that. Then we have 30 by Adele. Again, something that's expected. I think that it's a great record, probably her best record, one of my favorite records of last year, so I actually really did enjoy it. And then Un Verano Senti by Bad Bunny. I have not listened to Bad Bunny's music at all. I just don't think that it's for me. Typically, I like to listen to music in English just because that's what I understand. But he's very popular. His albums are doing well in the Billboard 200. People are streaming him, so obviously he's doing something right. Not personally for me, but I can respect it, and it's definitely cool for him to be nominated in terms of that. So definitely congratulations to him. Next up, we are going to have Renaissance by Beyonce. Fantastic album. My album of the year, honestly. And I think that the production here is flawless. Amazing vocal performances on here. Songwriting is great. I just think that this is her best album yet, and she really outdid herself with this one, so I really do love Renaissance. And then we also have Good Morning Gorgeous Deluxe by Mary J. Blige. Honestly, this is one that I was not expecting to happen at all. I figured they would stick her in the R&B category because they do that all the time with R&B artists. Basically, again, my general thoughts on the album, it was good, but it's not something that I can go back to after that whole Rent Money controversy. That just doesn't sit right with me. She got to be held accountable for that and all this stuff, because that entire thing just really put me off the album, which is a shame because it's a good album, but I mean, she did it to herself. So that's kind of like my thoughts on the album, basically. Next up is In These Silent Days by Brandi Carlile. Again, haven't heard a Brandi Carlile song or album. I can't really comment on that. Then Music of the Spears by Coldplay. Have not listened to this album at all, so I can't really give any thoughts on it. People said it wasn't good. I don't know. I haven't listened to it. And then Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. I haven't listened to this record at all, and I don't plan to because of the multiple controversies that happened due to this album, so I'm just never going to listen to it. And then we have Special by Lizzo. Her music tends not to be for me, which is why I haven't listened to the album. I saw a lot of people enjoying it, so definitely shout out to her for this. And then lastly, we're going to have Harry's House by Harry Styles. So what do I want to see happen here? Let's start off with who I want to see win, because it's easier for me to answer. So I would love to see Beyonce win this. Like I said, Renaissance was my favorite album of this year. It's just really incredible. It's so cohesive. I love the music on there. Samples were incorporated nicely. The vocals on here are spectacular. Songwriting is great. It's just a top tier album, probably one of my favorite albums of all time. I streamed this album for months after it came out, and it's just something that I've really been enjoying overall. So with that being said, I think it's time for Beyonce to win Album of the Year. We all know what happened with Lemonade. Adele winning over that with 25. I think 25 is a good album, but Lemonade is better, and so she should have won. Even Adele said that she should have won. The fact that she didn't win is something that doesn't sit right with me to this day. And so now they have a chance to give Beyonce the award that she deserves, because I swear, if they give Adele this award again, I'm really going to feel away. Like I said, 30 is a great album, but in comparison to Renaissance, I mean, let's be serious. Let's be serious for once. It does not even compare. Renaissance is way better than the album. It's way better than all the other albums I've listened to in this category, honestly. Like, just what she did with Renaissance, that is absolute history. So many times she's been snubbed for album of the year, and it's finally her time to win. And so if Beyonce doesn't win this, I'm definitely going to feel away about it. So Beyonce better win this. That's basically what I'm saying. Who do I think is going to win? I can see Adele winning just because she has a bunch of Grammys at this point. They love Adele, so I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if she won. I could see it, but I don't think that it should happen. They could give it to Harry Styles. I went to go see him on tour. I love Harry's House. I think that it's his best album yet. Quite enjoyed it. Also listened to this one for months. And even though I love Harry's House so much, again, Renaissance just blows it out of the water. And I feel like Harry is still yet to make an album that deserves to win album of the year. I think a few more albums passing, I think he's gonna get to that point, but not yet. I really think that it's Beyonce's time. I think that this is her best work, like I was saying. So I could see them either giving it to Adele or Harry. Maybe they'll throw the bone to Bad Bunny. And, you know, last year they gave it to Jon Batiste, which is something that a lot of people, including myself, didn't expect. I really thought Billie Eilish was gonna win. But yeah, just to recap who I think should win: Beyonce. Who do I think it's between? Beyonce, Adele, or Harry. My money is probably going to be on Adele, though I want to see Beyonce win. And then next up, we're going to have Song of the Year. A, B, C, D, E, F, U by Gayle. And so this was the one that I kind of saw someone talking about on TikTok. Like, I didn't watch the entire thing. I only heard them say something along the effects, I can't believe A, B, C, D, E, F, U got. So I connected the dots and figured that they were probably talking about the Grammys. Like I said, I tried to stay off social media all day. I was on TikTok. I just opened it back up, and then that was the first thing that came. But I wasn't really on social media besides TikTok all day, which is really hard. But my thoughts on this is why nobody takes the Grammys seriously anymore. Like, are you actually kidding me? Out of every single song that was released in this past year for the eligibility, y'all said, yup, A, B, C, D, E, F, U. Like, this song sounds like it was written by someone who was like 10. Like, let's be real. The songwriting on this is horrible. It is honestly one of the worst songs of all time. So the fact that they even have the audacity to nominate something like this over the many black artists who I'm sure really deserve this and who didn't get nominated just really shows where the Grammy stands. The Grammys are racist. I've said this before, I'll say it time and time again, and there's a bunch of proof to back me up. So if you don't believe me, go see who's won in the past. But this is absolutely egregious. I feel like this is one of the worst nominations of all time. Also, something I can't believe is, how did Gayle find a way to get on Taylor Swift's tour? I know I'm not the only one who was thinking that. She only has one song out, I think, something like that, like not much material out. And then next up we have About Damn Time by Lizzo. Good song. It was a song that went #1, a song that was a hit by her. So finally a nomination that actually makes sense after what I just had to read. And then next up we have All Too Well, the 10-minute version, the short film by Taylor Swift. And so my thoughts on this, I think objectively All Too Well is an excellent song, and I can say the same thing for the 10-minute version. I think that Taylor Swift is one of the best songwriters of all time, one of my favorites. Taylor Swift is one of my favorite artists ever. I really do love Taylor Swift, right? The new album is great. This is one that I never listen to, not even the 5-minute version. Like, almost every time I'm listening to Red, I skip it just because I'm never really in the mood to listen to it. And I definitely think that this is something that has gotten like overrated. Objectively, like I said, I do think that it's excellent. That's why I put it in the excellent tier in the video that I did on Red, because, you know, listening to the song, the songwriting, I have to respect it, but it's never really one that I want to listen to, and this is often proclaimed as her best song. And I'm sorry, I feel like she has at least 5 songs that are better than this in her entire discography. She's written hit after hit after hit, but at the end of the day, I respect her getting this nomination. So, you know, shout out to Taylor, shout out to Liz Rose, and it's a great song. So that's like kind of my thoughts on All Too Well 10-minute version. I know a lot of people love it. It's their favorite Taylor Swift song. It's just not for me. Next up is going to be As It Was by Harry Styles. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but again, a great song, one that I really enjoyed listening to. It's one that I got tired of just because I listened to it a bunch before the album came out, and because of the popularity and stuff, and I just feel like there's better songs in the album, like Music for a Sushi Restaurant, like Late Night Talking, for example. But I still do enjoy this song. I definitely think a nomination is deserved. Then next up we have Bad Habit by Steve Lacy. I already talked about it. Again, I just don't like this song. I don't like Steve Lacy as an artist, and that's my personal opinions there. Next up is going to be Break My Soul by Beyonce. So again, this is a similar thing as It Was is for me with Harry. It's just, I played this so many times before the album came out, and I've listened to the album so many times, and now I've gotten kind of tired of this. Again, there's better songs in the album. We got Virgo's Groove, Plastic Off the Sofa, Alien Superstar, Covet, for example, and I can keep going. And so I do think that this is a good track, one that I kind of got tired of, but again, it's something that I respect. I really like Beyonce as an artist. This was something that was different for her. I think that she absolutely killed it. You know, shout out to the songwriter. Next up is going to be Easy on Me by Adele, and this is a good song. Definitely think it's a lot better than Hello, like I was stating, but Honestly, I've not really listened to the song that much since the album came out, but objectively it's a good song. I like the vocal performance, I like the lyrics on it too. Next up is going to be God Did. This is by DJ Khaled featuring Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, John Legend, and Friday. Have not heard this song. I do not listen to DJ Khaled albums because why would I do that? I heard he doesn't even actually produce it. I swear someone else produces it and he gets credit. I swear that's what I heard. If I'm wrong, correct me down below in the comments. But at this point in my life, I just have no interest in listening to a DJ Khaled song, and so that's kind of like my thoughts there. I haven't heard it. Next up is going to be The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick Lamar, and then lastly we have Just Like That by Bonnie Raitt. Have not heard the song. So who do I think is going to take this one home? I really think that Harry is the one that is most likely to get this award. Now, who would I like to see win? I wouldn't be mad at Harry winning because I like the song. It was a huge song, like I was saying. Taylor Swift, how is she one of the best songwriters of all time, yet she still has yet to receive Song of the Year? That doesn't sit right with me. Oswald isn't my favorite song, but I really respect the songwriting. I respect her pen, and so I definitely think that it would be great for her to win this award. This song is something that means a lot to her, a lot to the fans. I wouldn't be mad if Beyonce picked this up either. I do like Break My Soul. I could see Adele picking this one up over Harry, so it's probably between them two somewhere in there, so I wouldn't be shocked if either of them win. Next up is going to be Best New Artist. So we have Anita, Amar, Apollo, Domi, and JD Beck, Money Long, Samara Joy, Lotto, Maneskin, Toby Nwigwe, Molly Tuttle, and Wet Leg. So I have heard of some of these artists, right? Who do I think is gonna win? I would probably say it's either going to be like a Money Long, or I could probably see them giving it to like Maneskin or Lotto. I think that those are top three. I could see any of those happening. As far as my thoughts on these artists, none of them are really particularly my cup of tea. Like, I don't really listen to any of their music, honestly, but those are the names that I recognize most. I know that Money Long has been a songwriter for a long time, so that's definitely something worth noting as well. I'm pretty sure that she worked with Ariana Grande on the Positions album, and she has a lot of other credits to her name. So those three are who I can see winning. Do I have a preference for who I want to win? Not really. I don't really listen to any of their music, so we will see what happens in terms of the Best New Artist category. And now we're into the pop category. So the first one up is going to be Best Pop Solo Performance. So we have Easy on Me, Adele, Moscow Mule by Bad Bunny. Have not heard that song. Woman by Doja Cat, like I said, good song. Don't like the Steve Lacy song. About Time by Lizzo, good song. And As It Was by Harry Styles. So in terms of who I think is going to win this, again, I think it's between Adele and Harry Styles. I have no clue how many awards Adele's going to pick up at this year's ceremony, but I feel like they're at least going to give her one. So I could definitely see them giving it to her in this category. I could also see Harry as well for the reasons that I was mentioning. I could see Lizzo being a dark horse in this category. About That Time is a catchy song. Maybe Bad Bunny could get the win as well. But that's kind of like who I'm seeing in terms of that. Who do I want to win this award? I'm definitely going to go with Harry Styles for sure. Probably the song I like the most out of all these, and I wouldn't be mad if Lizzo won. So that's my thoughts there. Next up is going to be Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. Don't Shut Me Down by ABBA. Again, haven't heard that song. Bam Bam by Camila Cabello featuring Ed Sheeran. Have not heard the song. Don't plan to. Camila Cabello is racist. Not going to be listening to her music for that reason. Ed Sheeran as an artist, like I said, once I expanded my music taste, I realized how bland his music is, and I just can't really listen to any of it the same anymore for the most part. I like the Joker and the Queen remix with Taylor Swift. I definitely will give him that, but it's not a song that I've listened to, and it's a song that I'm going to avoid. And then we have My Universe by Coldplay and BTS. I don't like what I've heard of this song at all. I am not a fan of BTS music. Their music is not for me, and they seem like nice people, you know, shout out to them, but their music is just not something I gravitate towards. I don't like K-pop music at all. It is not something that is for me. It doesn't matter who is singing it. I just never gravitated towards it. And then we have I Like You, a Happier song by Post Malone and Doja Cat. I've not heard this entire song. What I heard of it, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds alright, but I just haven't felt the need to go and listen to the entire song. And lastly, we have Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. So this is actually the first time I'm talking about my opinions on the song, and honestly, I think that the song sucks. Like, it's just not good. It is just something that sticks in my head, but not in a good way. I have heard parts of it. I haven't finished it because I wanted to know if it's as bad as I thought it was, and yes, Sam Smith's part, I just do not like it at all. Kim Petras' verse, one of the worst verses I heard all year. I just do not like that song at all, and that's like my personal opinions on there, and I just don't understand why the song is so popular. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't like it. This song is just not particularly for me, and that's my honest thoughts. I would say the one that I think is going to win is going to be the Camila Cabello song with Ed Sheeran, the Bam Bam song. I mean, Ed Sheeran's in there. He's won some Grammys before. They like him. I don't remember if Camila's won any Grammys or not. I don't know if she has won one. I don't remember these things because I don't follow her career for a reason. I could definitely see that one winning. I could definitely see them picking that one. That one would not surprise me at all. I mean, maybe you can say that the Post Malone and Doja song could be a dark horse. Doja did win this category last year, I believe, with Kiss Me More with SZA. So, you know, I could maybe see that. Unholy is definitely one that I can see just to kind of like throw you a curveball, but my money is definitely on the Camila Cabello and Ed Sheeran song, unfortunately. I don't really love any of the songs in this category, if I'm being honest. The one that I like most based off of what I heard of it is going to be the Post Malone and Doja song. So if that one won, I wouldn't be mad at it. The rest of these is not for me, not for me. I haven't heard the ABBA song, so I don't have an opinion, but the rest of the snippets, I don't like them at all, and that's my personal opinions here. Next up is going to be Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. Higher by Michael Bublé. Have not listened to it. I don't think I've ever listened to a Michael Bublé album. I think he has a good voice, don't get me wrong, but he just seems really boring to me, really bland. I think he has a good song or two, but I just never felt compelled to listen to a Michael Bublé album, so I don't really have an opinion on this. And then we have When Christmas Comes Around by Kelly Clarkson. Loved this album, one of my favorite Christmas albums of all time, and she writes some killer Christmas originals. And I feel like that's very hard to do because ever since the popularity of Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, now all of a sudden everyone want to have a Christmas song, everyone want to have a Christmas album, and they're horrible because you can tell that they're writing it for a check. It doesn't come out of a good place in their heart. How these people can't even write a good song to begin with, even if their life depended on it. But I genuinely think that Kelly Clarkson has some Christmas classics on the way. The woman can write, the woman can sing, so I really quite enjoyed this album. I do have a reaction to it. It might be in the cards, or I'll have it linked down below in the description if you'd like to check it out, but I actually really loved this album. And then I Dream of Christmas Extended by Norah Jones. Have not listened to this album at all. I don't really have an opinion there. Evergreen by Pentatonix. Again, haven't listened to this album. I don't have an opinion. And then lastly is going to be Thank You by Diana Ross. Haven't heard this album, don't have an opinion. Who do I think should win? Kelly Clarkson. Like I was saying, a lot of people can't write great Christmas material. I think Mariah is the best at writing Christmas songs, classic after classic after classic. Yes, she did write All I Want for Christmas Is You, if you didn't know. And so Mariah's Christmas catalog is just unmatched in my personal opinion. I definitely have Kelly Clarkson as second in line to that. I really like the album, so I definitely think that she should take this home, and we will see what happens there. I definitely see Pentatonix being a dark horse or Norah Jones, but in my opinion, it's definitely between Kelly Clarkson and Michael Bublé. Next up is going to be Best Pop Vocal Album. First up is going to be Voyage by ABBA. Again, haven't listened to that one, so I can't have an opinion there. 30 by Adele, like I was saying, great album. Music of the Spheres, Coldplay, haven't listened to it. Special by Lizzo, haven't listened to it. And then lastly, we have Harry's House by Harry Styles. Who do I think is going to win this? I could definitely see it being Adele, just because if they don't give her Album of the Year, I really think that they want to give her something for the 30 album. I really don't think that they're just going to let her walk out empty-handed. If they do, that is going to be something that is very shocking to me. So I could definitely see Adele taking this home, or Harry Styles. You know, I think this would be a great award for Harry because I love the album so much. And like I said, I think that Album of the Year is deserved to Beyonce. So this is definitely something that I would be happy to see him win. He was nominated for Fine Line. I think that this is a better album, so I'd really like to see Harry win this award. So that is what I'm thinking in terms of that between Adele and Harry, and I want Harry to win. Next up is going to be Best Dance / Electronic Recording. Break My Soul by Beyonce. We already went over my opinions on that song. Rosewood by Bonobo, haven't heard it. Don't Forget My Love by Diplo and Miguel, haven't heard it. I'm Good Blue by David Guetta, haven't heard it. Intimidated, Kaytranada featuring her, have not listened to it. And On My Knees by Rufus Du Sol, have not heard that either. So the only one that I've heard is Beyonce. I'm gonna go ahead and say that she deserves the win. I can see like Diplo winning, I can see like Kaytranada winning, but I want Beyonce to win. Next up is going to be Best Dance / Electronic Album. Renaissance Beyonce, Fragments by Bonobo, Diplo by Diplo, The Last Goodbye by Odessa, and Surrender by Rufus Du Sol. So again, I want to see Beyonce win. Love the album. Wouldn't be surprised if like Diplo won or something like that. Now we are into the R&B category. So first up is going to be Best R&B Performance. We have Virgo's Groove by Beyonce. So I'm really glad that they picked the song because I definitely think that it's one of the best vocal performances on the entire album. I mean, the musicality there, it is just something that's so delightful to listen to. Like I said before, the second half of this song, some of the best vocal work she's done in her entire career, in my personal opinion. I absolutely love this track, and now I think that it's my favorite on the album. It used to be Plastic Off the Sofa, but the more that I listen to the album, I think that Virgo's Groove is undeniably the best song. So I think that it was a really smart decision for them to nominate this one. And then next up is going to be Here With Me, Mary J. Blige featuring Anderson .Paak. For the record, I think it's a good song. Like I said, I can't go back to the album because of the controversy with the one song, but I remember liking the song if it's worth anything. Next up is going to be Hours and Hours by Money Long. I don't think that I've heard this song. If I have, it's a snippet. I don't remember how the song sounds at all. Next up is Over by Lucky Day. I can confidently say I've never heard this song. Last up is going to be Hurt Me So Good by Jasmine Sullivan. So this was on the deluxe for her album Hotels, one of my favorite albums of the last year. I honestly don't remember what the song sounds like. I'm definitely going to have to listen to it again after this video, but I think that Jasmine Sullivan is a great singer, so I'm sure that she ate of that vocal performance as she always does. Who do I think is going to win this award? I could see them giving it to Beyonce, especially if they snub her in the main categories like they continuously do. I could definitely see them giving this award to her because she has a lot of Grammys. They tend to be in categories like these, so I could see that happening. I could see Mary J. Blige winning as well, so I would definitely say that it is between those two. I could definitely see it, and I really would love Beyonce to win because I love that song. One of my songs of the year, of course. Next up is going to be Best Traditional R&B Performance. Do for Love, Snow Allegra, have not heard it. Keeps on Falling, Babyface featuring LMA, haven't heard that song. Plastic Off the Sofa by Beyonce, brilliant song, love it very much. Then we have Round Tonight, Adam Blackstone featuring Jasmine Sullivan, have not heard that. And lastly, it's going to be Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige. Objectively, I think that it's a good song. So who do I see winning this award? I feel like Beyonce is a frontrunner. Plastic Off the Sofa is another song on the album that really showcases off her vocals, brilliant musicality on there. Just love what she's doing on there vocally. Great track overall. So I definitely think that Beyonce is frontrunner for this. I could definitely see them giving it to Mary J. Blige as well. I want Beyonce to win this. Next up is going to be Best R&B Song. The first song that's written down is going to be Covet by Beyonce. Again, one of the best songs on the album. So much fun to listen to. Really glad that this got a nomination for sure. Then next up, Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige. Like I said, objectively good song. Hours and Hours, Many Long. Again, haven't heard that song. Me So Good by Jasmine Sullivan. Again, I really have to listen to that again. And lastly, Please Don't Walk Away by PJ Morton. So who do I think is going to win this? Again, I definitely think that it's between Beyonce and Mary J. Blige. I really would like Beyonce to win this. Next up is going to be Best Progressive R&B Album. I have not heard any of these. If I'm going to make a guess as to who's going to win just for fun, I'm going to put my money on Steve Lacy, or I'll just say Moonchild just as like a random guess. And then next up is going to be Best R&B Album. I think that this award is between Mary J. Blige and Lucky Day, or they could give it to Robert Glasper. I honestly don't really care who wins this category, but that's just a little quick prediction in there as well. As I said before, I hate Chris Brown as a person, as an artist. He just makes the same song a billion times. If you're still supporting Chris Brown at this point, unsubscribe from my channel. That man is a horrible person and a horrible artist, so I just don't really understand why he still has fans at this point, especially women. Like, just a horrible person all around. So boo to Chris Brown. Every single chance I get to slander Chris Brown, I'm gonna do it because I cannot stand that man. And now we're on to the rap categories. First up is going to be Best Rap Performance. So we have God Did. Like I said, I haven't heard that song. We're also going to have Vegas by Doja Cat. Honestly, whenever I first heard this song, I did not like it at all. My sister liked it and she said, you know what, I think that this is gonna grow on you. I think you're gonna see the vision. She was right. Now I do like this song. I do think it's good. I don't know why I couldn't get into it at first. And Doja seems to be one of those artists for me where I hate her songs whenever I first hear them and then they grow on me, which doesn't really happen to me with any other artist. So now I think that this is a good song overall. Then we have Pushin' P by Gunna and Future featuring Young Thug. I've only heard snippets of it. What I heard, I don't like. Gunna is just not an artist for me, and I don't like the other artists on the song as well. So that's like honestly my thoughts there. Then we have FNF Let's Go by Hit Kid and Glorilla. Have not heard the song. Then lastly, The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick Lamar. So who do I think is going to win this? I really think that they are going to give it to Kendrick. He's won Grammys before. He has the critical acclaim. He has the fan base backed it up. So I definitely think that Kendrick is going to win it. Though maybe Doja could win it, but I honestly don't really see it. Maybe they'll give it to DJ Khaled. I don't really see it though. I mean, he has all those artists on it, but I think that Kendrick is going to be winning this award, but I would like to see Doja Cat win. Next up is going to be Best Melodic Rap Performance. First up, we have Beautiful by DJ Khaled featuring Future and SZA. Have not heard the song, even though I love SZA, one of my favorite artists right now. As I stated, amazing songwriter, great singer, really love Control and what she's been putting out recently with Shirt and everything, but I just don't like the other artists on the song, so I just have not listened to it. I honestly forgot that she was even on DJ Khaled's album, if I'm honest with you. And then Wait For You by Future featuring Drake and Thames. Haven't heard this song at all, have not had the interest at all. And then we have First Class by Jack Harlow. I do not like this song at all. Like, you want to talk about people using samples all the time and adding nothing new to it? That's exactly what he did there. He just let the sample do all the work and have a bunch of BS lyrics on top of it. One of the worst songs that came out this year. I do not understand how it is so popular at all. Hate this song. And then we have Die Hard by Kendrick Lamar featuring Blast and Amanda Reifer. Have not listened to it. And then we have Big Energy Live by Lotto. As I said it before, I do not like the Big Energy song. What Mariah did with Genius of Love is unmatched. It will never be topped, and that's my opinion there. So Big Energy is just a song that I never really enjoyed. And then you have the Big Energy remix with Mariah on it. Like I said before, I thought that Mariah AIDS. I really loved the new vocals on it. I appreciated what she did there. Lotto, I just don't really care for her part in the song. Lotto as an artist is just not so much for me. Now I can recognize that she has some talent. What I first saw from her, I didn't like it at all. But I've seen some stuff after that. I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is some talent there. Do I want to listen to a Lotto song? No. But that's just like my personal opinion there. So that's kind of like everything in that category. Who do I think is gonna win? I could definitely see them giving it to Future because Drake and Thames are on there. I could see Jack Harlow winning it, though I think he does not deserve it at all. I could definitely see Kendrick Lamar winning as well. Who do I want to win? I honestly don't care who wins, but those are like my predictions. Next up is going to be Best Rap Song. So we have Churchill Downs, Drake, and Jack Harlow. Have not heard it, will not listen to it. God Did, haven't heard that winning there. The Heart Part 5, Pushin' P, and Wait For You. So I'm just gonna make a guess right here. I think that they're gonna give it to Kendrick again. If they don't give it to Kendrick, you know, I could definitely see them giving it to Future, like I was stating in the last thing. Next up is gonna be Best Rap Album. Haven't heard any of these. Why am I still guessing if I haven't listened to it? Just for fun. Last year I said someone was gonna win, and they did win in one of the rap categories. So I kind of want to see my luck this year and see if I actually get it right. So I have God Did, DJ Khaled, I Never Liked You, Future, Come Home, The Kids Miss You, Jack Harlow, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick Lamar, and It's Almost Dry by Pusha T. Hands down, this is going to Kendrick. Like, I honestly don't see a world where Kendrick does not take this home. He's won this award before, so I really think that it's going to him. If they don't give it to him, I think that they're going to give it to Pusha T, honestly. Taylor Swift did get a nomination for Best Country Song with the collaboration that she did with Chris Stapleton, I Bet You Think About Me. I'm glad to see this, and I would definitely like to see her take this award home, though I would not be surprised if they gave it to Luke Combs. I know that he's very popular right now. And now we're on to the Music for Visual Media category. So this is going to be Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media. Again, I've not listened to any of these soundtracks in full. I'm just guessing for fun at this point, as I like to do. So I'm going to guess that Encanto is going to take this one home, or they're going to give it to Top Gun. Those are my predictions there. Don't care who wins. And then we have Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. I believe I have heard the last one, which is going to be Succession Season 3. I believe I listened to the entire thing, so I'd like that to win because he's a great composer. But I could definitely see Encanto or No Time to Die winning, so I think No Time to Die is going to win, though I want Succession to win. Next up is going to be best song written for visual media. First up, we're going to have Be Alive from King Richard by Beyonce. Love this track. Some people are not giving it enough appreciation, which is unfortunate to me. The vocals on here are angelic. They're beautiful. I love everything that she's doing. Something that is so powerful to listen to. I think that fits nicely with the movie, which I quite enjoyed as well. Next up is going to be Carolina from Where the Crowd Sing by Taylor Swift. I like the song. I just don't like the controversy surrounding it, which is why I have not revisited it, but I can definitely appreciate it for what it is. And then Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick by Lady Gaga. Have not listened to it. Keep Rising from Woman King, Jussie Wilson featuring Angelique Kidjo. Have not heard that song at all. Nobody Like You from Turning Red by Billie Eilish. Have not heard that song at all. We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto. Not for me. Not for me. I know it's a kid's song, but I think my sister likes the song. It just, I don't like it at all. So who do I think is going to win? I think that We Don't Talk About Bruno is going to win it. I believe it was number 1 on the Billboard chart, something like that. I know it was top 10 for sure. So I definitely think that that is going to win. Definitely made a big splash in the past year. You know, I could definitely see them also giving it to the Billie Eilish song, but I really think Encanto is going to win. Who I want to see win this is a completely different story. Love Be Alive by Beyonce. I definitely think that this song deserves to win, and I will never forgive the Oscars for snubbing her for this. I really don't think that Taylor Swift is going to win this because they keep not giving her awards as a songwriter, which I don't understand, but I honestly really don't mind Taylor Swift not winning this because of the controversy like I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I definitely think Encanto is going to win. Now we're on to the songwriting category. So first up is going to be Songwriter of the Year, non-classical. So we have Amy Allen. Some of her work includes King Princess, Alexander 23, Lizzo, and then you also have Harry Styles, Matilda, which I love, Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter, stuff like that. And then you have Nigel Charles, you have Beyonce, City Girls, LMA, Anita, Meek Mill, Megan Thee Stallion, Kehlani, and you also have Summer Walker. You have Tobias, Jesso Jr., Boyfriends by Harry Styles, Can I Get It, Adele, FKA Twigs, Orville Peck, King Princess, Diplo, Omar Apollo, FKA Twigs, and Adele. And then next up is going to be The Dream. So he's done a lot of work with Beyonce. You know, you have Break My Soul, Church Girl, Energy, I'm That Girl. You have Brent Faiyaz, you have Pusha T, Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Brent Faiyaz, Summer Renaissance by Beyonce, as well as Thick by Beyonce as well, and Laura Veltz. You have Maren Morris, Demi Lovato, Maren Morris, Ingrid Andress, and then you have Demi Lovato again. I think this category is stacked this year. I always appreciate songwriters on my channel for a reason. I think to be a great songwriter is something that is very hard and something that really deserves a lot of appreciation for sure. So I always appreciate songwriters. Who do I want to see win this? The Dream, just because I love Beyonce so much. Who do I think is going to win this? I could definitely see The Dream winning. I could see Amy Allen winning. And yeah, I think it's between them two. I really do. So I hope that The Dream takes us home. I wouldn't be mad if Nigel Charles won because he also worked on Renaissance as well. Wouldn't be mad at Amy Allen. You know, we have the Harry Styles. Wouldn't be mad at Tobias Jesso Jr. We have the Harry Styles. We have the Adele. So, I mean, I think no matter who wins, for the most part, you can't really go wrong. So we will see what happens, but I'd really like to see The Dream win. Next up is going to be production. So we have Best Engineered Album, non-classical. So we have Adolescents, haven't heard it. Black Radio 3, haven't heard it. Chloe in the Next 20th Century. I like this album. I honestly have not revisited much since I did the video on it, but I remember liking it whenever I first heard it. So I will give the album its flowers there. Harry's House by Harry Styles. Like I said, love that record. And then we have the Wet Leg album, which I haven't listened to. So of course, me being biased, I want to see Harry Styles win this. I'll say that they'll give it to Adolescents just as kind of like a wild card prediction. Next up, we are going to have Producer of the Year, non-classical. First up, we have Jack Antonoff. So, you know, you have All Too Well 10-minute version. Like I said before, I still do not like the production on that. I've gotten used to it, but the entire point of All Too Well is it's supposed to be really raw. And I still feel like he just overproduced it, even though I have gotten used to what he did there. I just really don't feel like it was necessary. Maybe if she would have got Aaron Dessner to produce it, I feel like I would have liked it better. But honestly, I do not like the production on the track to this day. And then you also have Dance Fever, Florence and the Machine album. I really like that album. One of my favorite albums this year, so he really did great on that record. Then you also have I Still Believe by Diana Ross, the track, haven't heard it. Minions, the Residue soundtrack, haven't heard it. Part of the Band by 1975 single, have not heard that at all. Then you have Dan Auerbach, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So you have something he did for the Black Keys, Hermanos Gutierrez, Velveteers, Hank Williams Jr., Something Borrowed, Something New, a tribute to John Anderson, Strange Time to Be Alive, Sweet Unknown, Trace Hermanos, and Young Blood, Marcus King. I can honestly say I haven't heard any of this. Next up is going to be Boy Wonder. So you have something he did for Corday featuring her and Lil Durk. You have Jack Harlow and Drake. He did Heated by Beyonce, which is cool. You have Mafia by Travis Scott, N95 by Kendrick Lamar, Nail Tech, Jack Harlow. You have LMA, Giveon. And then next up you have Dahi, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So you have, you know, some Steve Lacy, Kendrick, Vince Staples, and yeah, haven't heard any of these at all, I believe. And lastly, you're gonna have D-Mile, Candy Drip, Need with Silk Sonic, Good Morning Gorgeous by Mary J. Blige, and Still I Feel Like a Motherless Child by Jasmine Sullivan. So who do I want to see win this? I'm gonna go with D-Mile this year because I'm pretty sure that Jack Antonoff won this last year, and it was time because he got nominated multiple times and he never won. So last year I was like, okay, you know, it's finally time, he deserves it. But I really want D-Mile to win just because I can appreciate the work that he's done in this past year, and I think that he's a great producer overall. So I definitely definitely think that it's his time to shine. I wouldn't be surprised if they get to Jack Antonoff, but I'm rooting for DMI. Now we're on to the music video and film category. So this is going to be best music video, and we have Easy on Me, Adele, Yet to Come, BTS, have not seen that, Woman by Doja Cat, probably watched that once, The Heart Part 5, Kendrick Lamar, As It Was, Harry Styles, All Too Well, the short film, Taylor Swift. So who do I want to see take this home? Out of all the music videos I watched, I can honestly say that I enjoyed As It Was the most on this. But Taylor Swift might take this one home. All Too Well short film was something that you can tell was a labor of love for her. She directed it, I believe. And so, you know, you have Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien in there. I was able to appreciate it for what it was, I will say. So I kind of feel like this is Taylor Swift's category to win. You know, I feel like if they're gonna give her anything this year, I feel like this is it. If she doesn't get it, I could definitely see it going to Harry Styles. I could see it going to an Adele. I believe I like the Doja Cat music video. She always puts a lot of effort into performing and the visuals. So I wouldn't really mind if she won, but I think that this is Taylor Swift's category to win. Lastly, it's gonna be best music film. I can honestly say I've not watched any of these at all, but again, I'm just gonna make a prediction for fun. So nominees include Adele, Justin Bieber, Billie Eilish, Rosalia. You have various artists for the Jazz Fest, New Orleans Story, and you also have a band, a Brotherhood, and a Barn. So I would say Adele is gonna win this. She just won one of those major awards for this, so I think that they're going to give it Adele. If they don't give it to Adele, I think that they're going to give it to Billie Eilish. If they don't give it to Billie Eilish, I think that they're going to give it to Neil Young because he's a veteran artist, he's been around for a long time, has critical acclaim and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that Adele has this one in the bag, but I'm open to being wrong. Now let's get on to the discussion of who do I feel was snubbed this year. So I definitely feel like Florence and the Machine should have got an Album of the Year nomination, because at this point they just put anybody into Album of the Year. Like at a certain point we just have to be serious as a community. And so I really like the Florence and the Machine album. I really wish that they would have gotten that nod because I thought that that would have been cool. And now that I'm thinking about it, Red Taylor's version wasn't nominated as an album for anything. At least what I'm saying, I don't think I remember it being nominated for anything. It's a re-recording. I know re-recordings can get nominated. Of course, there's going to be that conversation of, oh, is it fair for a re-recording to win? That is an entire thing that I just really don't want to get into at this point. So on the whole, I'm surprised Taylor Swift didn't get more nominations in terms of the album category, but I feel like they're really pushing for All Too Well to get something. So I feel like as long as All Too Well gets something at the end of the day, that is what she's really gunning for with the directing and stuff like that, and that's really another bag that she's trying to get into. So I think that that was the main thing. I like the new Rina Sawayama record, would not have minded if that was nominated as well. So this is something that I thought was important enough to add to those who didn't know. But like a month or two ago, Bruno Mars basically said that Silk Sonic was not going to put up their album that they released this past year for nominations and stuff like that. And basically his reasoning was like, we're so thankful for all the awards and the love that we got for Leave the Door Open. We just don't really feel the need to do so. So we are just choosing not to put everything up for nomination. So I thought that that was something that's worth noting, because I'm sure that there's people who are going to be like, why didn't they get nominated? Why were they snubbed? It was something that they chose to do. So that's definitely something important. And then something else worth noting is I feel like SZA should have gotten a nomination for her song I Hate You. That's a great track. Really quite enjoyed it. So that's definitely something that I feel like was a snub. So I completely forgot about this until I came up on an article talking about snub, and they brought up that Megan Thee Stallion didn't get like rap nominations, stuff like that, which I definitely think is something that is unfortunate. Plan B is one of my favorite songs of this year. I really think that she snapped on this one. The delivery, the performance was just great. So the fact that she didn't get nominated at all does not sit right with me. I definitely think that she deserved a nomination for sure. I really quite enjoyed Kehlani's new album, Blue Water Road, so that's definitely something that I feel like deserved a nomination for sure. I think that it flows really nicely, great vocal performances and songwriting and everything, so I definitely think that was a missed opportunity in terms of the nominations. So that's gonna be it in terms of all the snubs that I can think of off the top of my head. Of course, as I go about my day and I finally get back on Twitter and I see people talking about it, there's probably something I'm like, dang, I forgot that. If that's the case, check down below. I might have a pinned comment. Generally, the nominations are good. You know, we have some weird ones. The Gale song, I'm looking right at you, because why would they nominate that song? That still doesn't make sense. But overall, what I wanted to see get recognized got recognized for the most part. So that's kind of like my thoughts in terms of the nominations and who I want to see win, who do I think is going to win, and all that stuff. And this is definitely something that is interesting to do. And of course, like I've done for the past few years now, I am going to be making a video and I'm going to be giving my review of the Grammys, giving a recap on who won, the performances, what did I think about it. So definitely subscribe if you guys would like to see that. That is definitely something that is going to be an interesting video to do. Also, if you want to see my Grammy predictions and my reviews in the past, I'll have a card on the screen right here to where you guys can go check that out. It will be at the end of this video and linked down below in the description. But I would definitely love to know what you guys think of the nominations down below in the comments. Who do you want to see win? Who do you think got snubbed? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? We will see what happens in the comments, because every year I've done this so far, people drag me in the comments because they don't like their favorite artist, and it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinion. Music is subjective, but I really would love to know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You guys can also subscribe right down below if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the bell, get a notification to your phone when I post, so you know when new videos come out. First link down below in the description is going to be my main channel. Latest video on there is me unboxing the Vinyl Me Please edition of Aretha Franklin's I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You album. And I have some great ideas that I'm going to be rolling out in the next couple weeks, so you definitely don't want to miss out, so subscribe to me over there. I'm also going to have Twitter, Instagram, and my Spotify if you'd like to follow me as well. And lastly, I'm going to have links to educate you guys on important situations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.